Eleazar.
Anything for True Skool.
Yes.
Introduce yourself right quick, man. This gentleman right here puts in so much work. I'm telling you, I'm glad you're here giving us this time. Go ahead.
In short, my name is Eleazar Maldonado. I'm a tour DJ and I own HittinRadio.com. So, a little bit about me. I've traveled the globe DJing for different artists. I actually worked for Celebrity Cruise Lines as one of their premier DJs, doing island-to-island tours and that type of stuff. But the basis of what I do is music. Everything I do, I eat, sleep, music. So I started HittinRadio.com. This is going to be its 15th year. So basically, I started it because I saw a void that needed to be filled. And I went after that void, and we're still here because of that. So that's the reason why I'm here today. When they called and said, hey, when True Skool said, we want you to come and be on a panel, I'm like, do I have time? I'm like, I'm gonna make time because I need to come out and talk to y'all because you guys are our future. Without y'all, we don't excel and we don't get to move forward. So if you guys have any questions at the end, please ask.
Entrepreneur at the highest level. When you start a media company, think about media where media was at 15 years ago. Think about what he started 15 years ago, an independent radio station. So some of our producers and young artists and beat makers who think about the way you consume music now, think about it when you were a little one, and 15 years ago was completely different. So again, congratulations on that grind, at least to the next. Anthony Foster is from HYFIN Radio, newly established 1 year ago, in fact.
Yep, 1 year, June.
Yes.
So
Much needed more.
15-year legacy to what's potentially going to be that same thing. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into HYFIN Radio.
Yes, man, and salute to both of y'all, man. I know both of these brothers are great brothers, and I work for HYFIN Radio, so we're a division of Radio Milwaukee. I don't know if y'all heard of Radio Milwaukee 88.9, but we kind of like a little baby brother for 88.9, and I've been there from the beginning. We are urban alternative station, so when you think of urban radio, you think of the big hits, all the songs that everybody knows. But we play a little bit more, off the beaten path stuff. You know what I mean? If you think about it, nobody in Milwaukee is playing Kendrick Lamar on the radio but us. That's crazy to think about, right? Kendrick Lamar, we all know J. Cole, none of them. So we play that type of music there. My backstory is I grew up, I'm a hip hop kid. I was just like y'all age when I got my first album. I don't know if y'all we know what albums are, but I've been involved in hip hop my entire life, man, and I was lucky enough to get this opportunity to be a part of HYFIN, and I love it because, like my man Eleazar, I love music. It's running through my veins. This is just like a almost perfect opportunity for me to be able to play music for people. But yeah, we've been around for 1 year. I'm hoping that I can share some with y'all and my story, and hoping I can learn something from Eleazar.
He used to spit too. He used to rap too. He can tell that part. I tell you, he used to be on stage with us.
Yeah, I used to rap too. I wasn't gonna tell you that because I didn't want y'all to dig up none of them records. No, I'm tripping. But that's how I started. I think it's with hip hop in general, we absorb it so much that eventually we're gonna start creating it. You know what I'm saying? You listen to something, you love barbecue so much, you're gonna buy a smoker and start grilling out yourself. So it's kind of that type of thing. But yeah, I rap for a long time, and I DJ a little bit here and there as well. So yeah, I mean, it's an honor to be here, man. I love True Skool. Me and Fidel go way back, and Shalina as well. So I got a lot of love for True Skool. Once I saw the email, I'm like, yes, I'm there. So
let's jump right into it. 50-year anniversary.
Yes.
So I speak to that, Eleazar, in terms of like the continuum that we represent from the generations before us, the old school, as they say. What does it mean to you to see the progression? You're an entrepreneur, you eating off this, you live from it now. Talk to us about how you feel about today's significance.
Like we had heard earlier from our keynote speakers from earlier.
Wait a minute, you should be with an MC the way you hold that mic, bro. You hold that.
It's mix the hip hop in me,
Yes, sir.
right? But being that we come from what we listen to and what we've all been taught through music, because music takes you on a path through the stories and the content, right? So there's messages in every genre of music, but hip hop is where it started. It's where they started to tell you the story about the struggle from then till now. So you're listening to generations coming from the Cool Herc days and Sugar Hill and Eric B. and Rakim, really lyricism coming full circle now to where we call it mumble rap now. But you're listening to all the way they delivered their story, okay? And there's a different way to deliver it every rip. So, me, I'm an old school hip hop head till I die. I'm 50 and today's, the birthday of hip hop. But when we look at where music is bringing us and where it's going, I don't see it stopping anytime soon. I believe that hip hop as a culture it's billions and billions of dollars invested now that they can't deny us. They can't deny the movement of what is hip hop. It's everywhere. It's ingrained in every commercial you see, every label and brand, everything you could think of commercially, it's got hip hop in it. If you believe it or not, you gotta look at it because it's a swagger. It's lit. It's what it is today in what we do. So I can say I live, sleep, and sweat music, right? And it's an uplifting feeling when you can go somewhere and you can see it in everybody sitting here. It's a culture, it's a brand. So for me to say that I've lasted in it this long, I want to see this generation last in it that long and go further.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's amazing. And I think one of the awesome things about what you are emphasizing is that that continuum, again, is going to keep going. We just getting started. Hip hop is just a baby. We said about 50, but that is a baby in terms of planet Earth and human culture, anthropology. Think about this. 50 years, we say he's 50. He's just a baby. He's just getting started. He's just getting started. Imagine hip hop is just getting started. Imagine where it's going to be. Radio. Man. You got yourself in the radio. Suckers never play me. I like radio. That's like anti-hip hop at a certain point in time, right? Like radio,
right?
FM radio.
Yeah, remember Ice Cube had a song. Turn off that voice.
Yeah, and radio is shooting shots at radio.
For sure.
Tell us how that's evolved and why something like HYFIN is even important now. How is it relevant now? We getting our music on streams. Who listens to the radio? Why is that important? Who invested that? Tell us why it's important right now.
Yeah, it's super important, man. Like Eleazar was saying, it wasn't everywhere in the beginning, but when hip hop started, we all know it was real low key, underground, kind of like a lot of movements in music. Like people didn't believe it. They used to break rock records and break them, you know what I mean, burn records and all that because it was the devil's music, whatever the case may be. So when hip hop first started, it was low key, it's underground, kind of like it still is, but the quality of the music and the quality of the people that were into it and the desire to get it out there forced it to be on the radio. You know what I mean? In the early days, it was like MC Hammer or, some of the more commercial artists on the radio. Now you listen to the radio, it is legitimate everything, concept-wise, there you go. Subject-wise, I mean, but it's always been our voice. It's always been the artist's voice that's been there. And as far as being on radio now, the way we consume radio is different. Not everybody is turning on the radio in the car. We got streaming platforms. You got 10, 20 different ways. Yeah, Sirius, the stream, Apple Music, all of that. So all of that's available to us. What we do at HYFIN is we believe that there still is an audience out there that wants to have somebody curate music for them. That's urban alternative music, black music, the entire genre of black music. So what we're doing is unique and similar to what Hittin Hard's radio. We got our head focused. We're not gonna listen to the skeptics. Our goal is to make sure we can put a quality product out there for the community, for people all over the world. That's the thing. You can stream music from anywhere. So check it out. Download the app. Check us out. You know what I'm saying?
If I'm an artist, I'm an author, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a creative, and I'm looking for that outlet. Radio, whether terrestrial radio or online radio, is one of those outlets I want to tap in.
Yes.
How does somebody tap in? I want my music played. I want my business promoted. What are the ways that I can get involved and have a voice through your outlet or your outlet? And we start with you.
For us, it's making sure your paperwork is in order and you have a press kit. That's the biggest thing.
When you say paperwork, just be a little bit more specific.
Make sure that you have either ASCAP, BMI, or your distribution with like DistroKid or any of those companies, because we want to make sure that when we spin your record, you get your pay, you get your royalties back. Okay? We are one of the only internet radio stations. There's multiples out there, but we are an internet radio station that pays royalties. Go ahead, Olivia.
What's ASCAP and BMI for the label?
Okay. For those of you who do not know, please, ASCAP BMI is basically a company where you submit your music to be copywritten and get your money, your due diligence, okay? So you're publishing, okay? So you want to be able to make sure that your paperwork is right, all your stuff is signed off on, because if you submit us something and we spin it, here comes the other company telling me, what was this played, how could we play this, and we can't pay out any money for that, and we get a flag, okay? So with radio stations, FM and or internet, we have to still keep a log of everything that we play. And in doing so, we want to be able to pay that artist that we are playing. So for us, simple to answer the question, make sure that your paperwork is in order and that you submit us a press kit, and that way we know who we're playing. And if the record takes off on you, you'll get your money.
Yes, sir. That's all true stuff. Like Eleazar said, make sure your business is in order, because some of y'all might know this. See if y'all can finish this sentence. Industry rule number 4080. Okay, one person. All right. It means thank you, Ron Jones. That's my man right there. But yeah, industry rule 4080. Record company people are shady. Tribe Called Quest said this 30 years ago. Okay, because it's been, historically speaking, in hip hop, it's just up until recently, a lot of artists' paperwork wasn't in order, and they weren't getting paid correctly, and it wasn't, you stream, you're getting 2 or 3 pennies per album that you sell, So it's important in this day and age that you have all of your ducks in a row. You make sure your name is registered, copywritten. If you got an LLC, you got to make sure you're stepping into your business, because now you will be able to get what you deserve from the music industry, as long as you have your ducks in a row and everything is buttoned down on your personal side.
The easiest way to approach the radio station for us on even the internet side, just come holler at us. Like, you know what I mean? The whole illusion of you can't talk to them because they're doing this or they're doing that. It's all gone now.
Say that again,
It's all gone. All of that, you don't have to go and wait in some executive's office anymore. All of that stuff is all gone. All you can do now is send an email, make sure that your press kit is proper, and like your elevator speech. You can run into me in the hallway and be like, hey, can I get a business card? I got something I'd really like to send to you. I'll check it out. If it's worthy of being spun, we'll spin it. It's that simple, because nowadays we're in the touch feel market, where if it's there, how do I know I'm not going to break the next record for the next hot artist?
It's wide open. And relationships is the theme that keeps coming up in a lot of these different conversations and workshops, building the relationships. These are my record companies. Kaithin ain't thinking about a record company right now. Young Kaithin his record is already out there on the streams. Kaithin is working on his next record already. It's moving. And so that's the exciting part of now, is being able to make those connections and build these relationships. I want to open up the floor for any thoughts or questions for our 2 radio personalities on stage. Anybody have any thoughts or questions for them? Be a perfect time. We're gonna take thoughts and questions.
Go once. But while y'all get y'all thoughts together, because nobody's asking, but like Eleazar said, a lot of these now in this day and age, you don't have to. I mean, we come from an era. Me and Fidel, Rome used to make music. We come from an era where you had to go to a studio. You had to pay X amount of dollars an hour. My man know what I'm talking about. You had to go in there prepared. You had to spend, I mean, it was a lot of pre-costs before you could even get the songs out to the world. Now, I got homies, friends, daughters, they could make music in the bedroom. No, not even an instrument, okay? Steve Lacy, I don't know if y'all know Steve Lacy, he produced a song for Kendrick Lamar on his phone. Okay, so, and that's Grammy Award winning song. So you got a lot more access and a lot more ability to get your music and whatever type of information you want to get out to the world thanks to technology today. We come from an era, not to be back in my day over and over, but we back in my day type of dudes. But back in our day, we had to work a lot. It was a lot more that went into getting this out here and getting your product out here. My man, if you start a record label, you can put out 3 songs. Oh, they don't like this one, okay. That cost me nothing, okay, let me make some more, you know. But you go to the studio, you spend thousands of dollars, press CDs, y'all don't know if y'all know what CDs are, but press CDs and get them all out there, and you spend $5,000-$10,000 and even if not more, and you might not recoup that. So I think the technology is really important, and I applaud everybody that's using it to help them further their career, you know?
For sure. For sure. And you're supposed to use it.
Enough time to get somebody to come up with a question. There we go. We got a couple, okay.
Question for you. You mentioned this business that you could register your songs with to get your royalties. Is that called a publisher? Or no?
Yes,
Okay.
it's your publishing.
It's a publisher, okay. So what is a good rate to relinquish to the publisher of your funds? You know, 15%, 20%, 40%. How does one know?
It's
Can
not
you
just
negotiate?
free.
No, it's totally free.
ASCAP would be my free agencies. You submit to them, but now during the submittal process, and there used to be a fee of every time you would submit, just so that they do the paperwork in, where you could do 1 song for 35 or 15 songs for 35. It just depended how you delivered it to them. Okay? They're not charging you to do anything other than just do some paperwork for you. That's it.
Yeah. And in terms of as far as how much are you asking how much should you relinquish of the ownership of the music that you create?
I guess so.
Because in that case it would be zero.
$0.
None. You should walk away with 100% ownership of whatever you create. You know what I mean? I think we learn that over time. But you know, if you create it, it's yours, and you should have 100%. I mean, of course, if you use somebody else's music, it's all kind of things like that involved. But one thing we've learned over the years is when you go to that table, you should be able to say, I want 100% ownership of my song. It's called owning your masters. So you own the master copy of it. So however it gets disseminated, you're the owner of it, and not your record company or whoever.
And also, I think what she's saying with Judge is kind of asking leads to also artists having proper representation. And you know, you can do your own knowledge and research, of course, but when it comes to that phase where you might be negotiating percentages of publishing or percentages of ownership, make sure you have some proper representation to be able to do that. There was another hand up and back. Turtle.
Go ahead.
When you're going about starting like an online radio show, like how do you part like promotion, like also that's what we talked about with like I guess leasing out or like this music, like paying the artist rent, like how do you go about doing all that stuff?
As a radio outlet, how do you go about establishing it and paying out artists?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Okay.
It's a master class.
It is. It's
We'll be here for
years
4 to
of
5.
dedication of trying to put it all together, because we actually went FM terrestrial radio for a little bit, but corporate radio bought us out. So we stayed in that realm though, because I want the independents and the smaller guy to eat. So around us, we built a foundation where if you came to us, we were going to help you get your music out, but at the same time, you were helping us because you were promoting us, not just yourself. So what we did to give back to the artist was make sure that we did our diligence by paying the royalties. Because one, CSAC and ASCAP and Sound Exchange and all these other companies, they at the time, they were looking at every single streaming service or everything that played any type of music, and they were like, how can we monetize that? Or how do we get our money from that? Because artists were losing at that point. So that's where they started building and finding internet radio stations. So to make sure that we were on the up and up, we had to pay them for every spin of every record that we were playing, so we wouldn't get in trouble. So there's a lot of things on the backside that you can do for encoding and all the other stuff that's the more technical side of how you create the actual site. But the actual business side of it, it's really easy. As long as you take care of the sound exchange people, they'll leave you alone.
And I believe it's I don't know if you ever heard of Anchor. It's an app. If you ever wanted to start your own podcast or stream music streaming, I mean, there might be some legal aspects of it with streaming other people's music. I don't know all of that. You want to talk to Eleazar, hit him up on that. But it's definitely ways for you to start doing it yourself. If you wanted to, Anchor. I know Anchor is an app that a lot of people use for podcasts and stuff like that. So if there's definitely ways you can do it on your own without a big corporate behemoth behind you. Go ahead, Taro. We got another question.
Well, I was just asking because I had kind of started, or only one episode. I did a little show over there. And I never thought, I started up, thinking about paying out artists and all that stuff like that. That's a whole element I need to think about.
Let's sit down and talk. I'll tell you what to do and what you can do. But if you post that episode right now on YouTube or anywhere else, and it's got National Artist Records in it, they're gonna mute it.
It was like that. One more quick question.
Just
Be honest. You look like you would say something real.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out how I want to ask.
Don't sugarcoat it.
All right, no. It's an AI question. How do y'all feel about AI? And I had a story referencing it because, like I saw online, they did like people are putting out Drake songs. They got a song called like Coldest Winter, and it's like doper than, the new Drake. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I'm wondering, like, how do radio stations feel like, because I know people will go to this song and be like, y'all don't need people playing this song. Like, you get what I mean? And how do y'all feel? Is it like a legal thing, or is it like a personal, like, this ain't him, so I'm not messing with it? Like that's what I'm asking.
Good question. That's a good one. Now we entering the future.
That's a whole.
Because it's coming. It's coming.
Oh, it's here.
It's here, boss. I heard Michael Jackson doing the Notorious Big song. It was dope as hell, to be honest. And so as far as AI goes, personally, it's just I don't even know how I feel, man. Because on one hand, it could help somebody like DLC who lost his voice or got compromised his voice for him to be able to rap again. Then that would be dope. Or somebody like Beanie Siegel, I saw he trying to, in that regard. But like you said, it's like I know this ain't Michael Jackson doing his Biggie song. So it's like that. So I think that affects artists more.
I think he's asking, would you or could you play it?
I'm asking you, like,
would I?
Is it morally? Like, first of all, could you? Like, and secondly, would you? Like, if you could?
Could I? Maybe. Probably not. I don't know enough about the legalities. That might be a question better for Eleazar. Would I? Probably not. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't like that. I don't want to hear Biggie with Michael Jackson, because then it's like, I'm old school. I still don't like people that don't even write their own raps. I shouldn't say don't like, but I'm like that. So like to hear somebody else doing somebody else's, it might be fun as a novelty, but like playing it on the radio, maybe. If the people, and that's the thing about radio. It's for the people. It's not my thing per se.
What say you, Eleazar?
I think that the AI stuff is so new. Like for us, I think it's funny when you hear Michael Jackson spitting Biggie, or vice versa. I think it's more of a novelty thing. I don't think it's going to become something that we have to really worry about, unless you have complete AI. But see, now hear me out. Let me reverse the role. How does AI get paid?
But
how does AI get paid? Because AI is not real. So do we have nothing but AI on the radio at that point? No, but you understand what I'm saying? So
That's what I'm
I
asking.
can't say, no, we're not gonna get to that point because AI could be intelligent enough to make some bangers and we all wanna hear it. And it'd be a completely different voice, somebody that we think is a new artist and not Michael Jackson doing Biggie.
Well, there's chart topping AI music out right now.
Right.
Spotify or whatever, you can look it up, you can do the research. I think that's a really good way to segment into the next part of the day where we are gonna break out into some rooms to my left over here. There will be the owner and founder of Classic Shop, Nicole, who's a fashion designer.